Hey guys, this is Frozen Wish Studios here, and welcome back to another movie review. With the release of the reboot of this film coming this week, I am here today to review the original version leading up to it. And that's right, guys, we're talking about The Crow. So The Crow is a comic book film based on a comic book that isn't made by Marvel or DC, and it came out in the year 1994, one of the most iconic years for movies ever. The year that gave us films like The Lion King, Forrest Gump, Pulp Fiction, The Shawshank Redemption, etc. And the film is directed by Alex Proyas, who directed the underrated I, Robot and the shitty Gods of Egypt. Oh god, seriously, yeah, this is from the same director as Gods of Egypt. Why? And it stars Brandon Lee, Rochelle Davis, Ernie Hudson, Michael Wincott, Bai Ling, Sophia Shinas, Anna Thompson, David Patrick Kelly, Angel David, Lawrence Mason, Michael Massey, Tony Todd, John Polito, Bill Raymond, Marco Rodriguez, Kim Sykes, etc. And so the film tells the dark and gritty and tragic story of a couple, Eric Draven and his fiance, who were brutally murdered by a gang of criminals, a ruthless one. But 1 year after the death, Eric suddenly rises from the grave, and he comes back to life to get revenge on the ruthless gang. And joining him along the way is fellow copio Albrecht. Yeah, I think I butchered the name, but whatever. Yeah, pretty much a cop who's trying to search for Eric's origins, and is also trying to track down the same criminal gang. And also Sarah, a little girl who is actually the companion of the Crow, and was actually involved, was actually an eyewitness in the crime scene. So yeah, so anyways, yeah, let's get into The Crow. So yes, as you all know, there is a Crow reboot coming out this year, and not only this year but this week, and that film is receiving a lot of controversy due to the fact that it's considered to be disrespectful to the legacy of Brandon Lee by making a modern Hollywoodized version of it. The makeup on Bill Skarsgård's face is filled to the brim with backlash and all that stuff, and yeah, it's just a reboot that people consider unnecessary and shouldn't have existed. Now, as for my personal opinion on The Crow, okay, well, now don't get me wrong, I have not seen the film yet, but I'm actually going to be one of the first people to see the film, as I heard that the embargo for the reboot apparently isn't going to lift until Thursday night, and like Thursday night, which in the US, which is basically Friday morning in my country. But yeah, I am personally planning to see the film on Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday is the day this movie comes out. Yeah, but however, it's just a plan. Like, I could also see it on Thursday, depending on my schedule. But mainly Wednesdays is my initial plan. So that's why I'm reviewing it right now. Because yeah, it's the start of the new week, and I have like 2 more days. So yeah. Now, I wouldn't say I'm excited for the reboot, but I'm not hating on it as much as the internet is. I am cautiously optimistic about it. I'm always someone who is willing to give these comic book films a chance, or whether they're reboots or whatever, or even sequels we didn't ask for. I'd still give them the benefit of a doubt. And the trailer wasn't too bad. Yes, I do have my concerns with the reboot. I would agree that the makeup on Bill Skarsgård's face sucks. It looks nothing like the Crow. It looks more like Jared Leto's Joker and steroids. But yeah, but I am the reason why I'm actually kind of curious about the Crow is for the blood and gore. Yeah, the violence, the blood and gore. Yeah, it's actually made me want to go see it, and I'm hoping that it's at least fun. But I do think that there is a chance it could suck. But I'm still giving it a chance either way. I'm watching, gonna be open minded about it. But if there's anything I already know, it's that it's definitely going to be inferior to this masterpiece right here. The Crow on 1994 is such a masterpiece. It's such a classic. Now I have not seen this film in a while. I haven't seen this in a pretty long time. Now I finally got the chance to rewatch it, and thankfully it's on certain streaming services. It's on Paramount Plus and MGM Plus. I was originally supposed to choose Paramount Plus to rewatch it in, but my Paramount Plus wasn't working, so MGM Plus is the way to go. And I haven't even seen I haven't even been to MGM Plus all that much. The only movie so far I've seen in Paramount in MGM Plus besides this film is Challengers. Yeah, the Challengers rewatch. So yeah, anyways, yeah. As for my thoughts on this film, yeah, I think I just said it. It's a freaking masterpiece. Yeah. What else can I say? What else can I say? This movie is such a classic. Yeah. The Crow is one of, if not the greatest comic book films of the 1990s. Now, the 1990s is a decade where Marvel and DC fucked up big time. Sure, DC gave us one decent film, which is Batman Returns. I find Batman Returns to be pretty solid. But then you get films like from Marvel, Captain fucking America, and I mean the fake Captain America, not the Chris Evans one. Yeah, that 1990 Captain America movie is fake as hell. And then for DC is even worse. Yeah, I mean, Marvel only has like one film. I can't remember. I think they probably have had a Hulk film. I don't remember, but because I don't care. But DC had, but besides Batman Returns being solid, they gave us shit like Batman Forever, and especially Batman and Robin. Good dog. And also, another comic book film in the 90s I liked is Blade. Sure, I don't love it, but it is a lot of fun. And yeah, I actually do want to rewatch Blade at some point because of Deadpool Wolverine. Maybe during Halloween I'll review Blade, the Wesley Snipes Blade. But even with those very few great Marvel and DC films in the 90s, I still like that won't change the fact that the Crow puts them to absolute shame. Yeah, Brandon Lee gives one of the most legendary performances as the title character, the Crow, and there's a reason why everybody talks about Brandon Lee. There's a reason why every time you hear the name The Crow, you always think of Brandon Lee. Yeah, it's because this movie has such a very interesting history where Brandon Lee died on set at towards the end of pretty much production. Brandon Lee has died. Has sadly passed away. Yeah, rest in peace to Brandon Lee. You will be missed. But yeah, it was such a tragic passing, and and Brandon Lee in this film is perfect for the Crow. He is the greatest actor for the Crow period. And by the way, I did not see the sequels. I have never seen any of the sequels to The Crow, but I know that they suck doo doo. Apparently, why the fuck should I care? Yeah, and especially with old movie sequels like that, I already know how they're gonna come out. So I think I'm better off just not watching them. I'll just stick to the original, and while still giving the 2024 reboot a chance. And Brandon Lee's death is actually the reason why every single movie moving forward from this is all like getting hate and hate and hate and hate because there is only one because there is only one crow and there will only be one crow which is Brandon Lee's crow. Yeah, Brandon Lee is just so good. And yeah, besides Brandon Lee's amazing performances, there are more things to love about the film as well. The film is dark, gritty, and violent, which is what the Crow is supposed to be. And yeah, the Crow it is one of the darkest and grittiest comic book films that has ever been created. And this film does not hold back from it. It's actually one of the most one of the most faithful adaptations to the comic book I have ever seen. And I haven't seen the I haven't read a comic book yet. Don't get me wrong, but I just know that it does feel like the comics. And based on what I've heard about the Crow, it is supposed to be dark. But at the same time, alongside that dark and gritty and violent tone to it, it has that 90s comic book movie cheesiness to it, and that's a good thing. Despite having a bleak tone to it, it's actually able to balance tones. It's able to balance tones. And also, it was never boring. It's actually a fun movie. Yeah, beneath that bleak tone, the movie is actually entertaining. And that's all thanks to the pacing of the film. Yeah, this film has a runtime of 1 hour and 40 minutes or 100 minutes. And yet, it's very fast paced, thanks to that. And it's not fast paced in a way where it misses out on plot details or character moments. It's still all there. It has plenty of intense, gory action, which, I gotta commend the action because the action in this movie is absolutely stellar, absolutely badass, brutal. They're very dark and gritty, and it's almost like Sin City in a way, but a part of me feels like it's even more gritty than Sin City. But it may have all that, but it also has character drama as well. It has moments to breathe. The highlight of the drama aspects for me would have to be the chemistry between Eric and Sarah. Sarah would be my personal favorite character in the film. Yeah, even though Brandon Lee's performance is the best performance of the film, the Crow isn't really my favorite character. It's actually Sarah. Sarah is such an underrated character. Like, no one talks about her. Maybe you might think that I only call her my favorite character in the film because she's adorable. And yes, guys, she is undeniably beyond adorable. But not only that, but she's the heart and soul of the film. And also, I love the fact that she's actually the narrator, which makes her extra special. She actually plays a pivotal role in the story, far more than anyone than others would give her credit for. And Rochelle Davis's performance is vastly underrated. The villains Top Dollar and Micah are all extremely underrated, especially Top Dollar. Micah is a great villain too, but Top Dollar is something else. Top Dollar is such a fun villain, and especially the over the top performance from Michael Wincott makes Top Dollar even better. I also want to give a shout out to Ernie Hudson, who you may know from the Ghostbusters franchise. He does a really good job playing the cop, and I think that cop is one of the better supporting characters in the film. Like not as great as Sarah or Top Dollar, but it's still one of my favorite characters in the film. The film also has such an insane soundtrack that perfectly fits the kind of movie this is. Especially specifically Eric's personality. Eric is a rock music player, a guitar player. So the movie uses a rock music as its soundtrack to fit the kind of character that Eric is, and that's clever. And as for the story, It's a typical revenge story on paper, but it's basically a tragic story of love and revenge. It's a very heart wrenching, and engaging story. The cinematography and direction of the film are absolutely gorgeous, so perfectly capturing the tone of the film, and the way it tells the story as well. It's very stylish. It has a unique visual style to it all. Yeah. So overall, The Crow is such a classic. That's dark, gritty, and violent. Yeah, from and violent, and it also has captivating performances from across the board, and a tragic storyline that perfectly fits with the mood of the film, and yeah, and also great characters who are far better than others give it credit for. I mean, yeah, sure. Besides Eric himself, the Crow, because he does get enough love. But I'm talking about Sarah or like the Ernie Hudson Cup. Yeah, they deserve far more credit. And yeah, as iconic as 1994 was, honestly, I'm gonna go as far as saying this is my third favorite movie of that year. Yeah, you all know The Lion King is my favorite, is the best movie of 1994, and Forrest Gump is second. Yeah, Lion King and Forrest Gump will always be the top two movies of 1994. But I honestly think that I honestly think that this is slightly better than in Pulp Fiction and Shawshank Redemption. But maybe that could change since Pulp Fiction and Shawshank are better made films than this. But The Crow is just a film that I'd probably choose to rewatch over those two. So yeah, if I were to give you guys my top five favorite movies of 1994 list, it would be number five. Yeah, actually, I probably mention it down below in the comments. So just see for yourself. So yeah, so with that said, I'm going to give The Crow 1994 5 stars out of 5. Perfect movie. So also for my review of The Crow, what are your thoughts on the film? Would you agree with me that The Crow is an absolute masterpiece and the best comic book movie of the 1990s? Or are you or do you find this movie to be overrated? I know there are people who say this movie's overrated, and it's fine. I don't mind. And also, I got a question: are you looking forward to the reboot? Are you cautiously optimistic about it, like I am, or are you dreading the film? So yeah, comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my review on the Crow 2024. Bye, guys.